Hello everyone, my name is Sarafi and I'm happy to meet you all. Today, my goal is to go over the Banlist update and the skill rebalancing for Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links following the World Championship 2023. And let's just say that I'm really happy that I already cogged with Speedroids this month. Okay, so, start off with Odd Eyes Raging Dragon is now a Limit 1 card. And to compensate for this, they have taken Volifernages out off the ban list. This does mean that Odd Eyes cannot escape the Limit 1 anymore. They simply cut Volifernages out previously and went with Orchest as their main way of interruption. Orchestrated Babel. Yeah, that's fair. You can't play Orchest, like, this is designed to keep Orchest out of Odd Eyes, but see, the non-Orchest list was running Trickstar Light Stage? Yeah, so a Limit 1 for Odd Eyes is definitely going to change the way the deck is built. Is it going to be enough to restrict Odd Eyes? It's definitely going to kill Odd Eyes Orchest. And if that's all they want to do, it seems like all they care about, they've succeeded by doing this. But I don't know if that's going to negatively impact the original Pendulum version of the deck. I don't think it will. I don't think they used any Limit 1s. There aren't any other changes to Odd Eyes here except that Volifernages is getting unlimited, so that deck is mostly untouched. It's just that they're making it so that you can't play Orchestra anymore, which is, appreciated. I'm worried that Odd Eyes will continue to be the most dominant deck in the meta, but I guess that's their intention. So, Blue Sky was Limit 3, and it was kind of ridiculous. I think Mech Knights had 4 Limit 3s, and so now they're moving Blue Sky to Limit 2, so that you can, at the very least, play it alongside Purple Nightfall. It has been a while since Mech Knights have seen any play. The fact that Crusadia was one of the dominant decks at Worlds does make this a little bit worrying, because Mech Knights and Crusadia go so well together. But Mech Knights might be one of the only decks that's powerful enough to stand up against Orchest and Speedroids, so in the interest of diversifying the meta, they might want Mech Knights to come back just to kind of have another deck that people might not necessarily like. But that exists as a different deck. So you don't see the exact same deck every single game, which is fair. Fukimadoshi Piper is now Limit 2. This is unfortunate, but Fukimadoshi Piper was never a necessary part of the plan. It only made Speedroids able to draw multiple cards. You can cut this. Just cut this out, keep your 2 yo-yos. This is not that big of a deal. It will make the deck worse, but the deck will continue to play. Farfa is now Limit 2, which is bizarre. So I think that means that Burning Abyss has no more Limit 3s to compete with Beatrice. So Beatrice can now be at 3 again. Farfa can now be at 2. I don't know too much about BAs, but basically they're making BA decks a little bit better. No, Farfa was at 1, so I don't remember what their other Limit 3 was, but now Farfa's at 2 again. Farfa is kind of an important card for Burning Abyss, so this is fine. And obviously they want people to buy the selection box that has Burning Abyss in it, so fair. Okay, Orchest Nightmare 2. I'm not sure what that does. People were already only running 1 to 2 copies of Orchest Nightmare. There's not really any Limit 2s that Orchest wants. So I don't think this changes much of anything on its own. I mean, you can't play Odd Eyes, so Orchest will be worse, but for the pure version, having Orchest Nightmare go from unlimited to Limit 2 doesn't really do anything. Indigo Eclipse is now Limit 2 again, so you can only play 1 Indigo Eclipse and 1 Blue Sky if that's what you want, or you can play 2 Blue Skies. Not sure which people will do. Indigo Eclipse being limited to 2 while Blue Sky is limited to does make the deck worse in that it can't access the rank 8 engine as easily, but since they have Crusadia, they don't necessarily need the rank 8 engine, especially now that we have more Kaijus. So maybe Mech Knights is just going to be pure Crusadia and not worry about their own engine too much, which is a good option. Harp Horror is now Limit 3. That is a huge change. This will be what makes a dent in Orchest, if anything. So if you want to play Harp Horror now, you are going to have to cut a Scrap Recycler. So 2 Scrap Recyclers, 1 Harp Horror, 2 Nightmares. Is that enough to make the deck worse? I don't think so. 1 Harp Horror was good enough on its own, so basically you're just cutting out the 1 Scrap Recycler. I don't really think that does too much. We'll have to see. Any consistency hit is going to make a deck worse. Orchest doesn't really need to be that much worse. What they really needed was to lose the access to 3 effects, really, and Determination to Fight. Oh, I wonder if the Limit 2 has any impact on Determination to Fight. Yeah, okay. So the Limit 2, I'm sorry. let me go back. The limit 2 on Orcus Nightmare means that if you play it in Gandora, you can't play Kiteroid. Okay, that's actually pretty significant, now that I think about it. My fault. This is a fine nerf. I don't think that Orcus needed to be hit too much, so this will make Orcus worse. People will probably not consider Orcus to be a tiered deck anymore, but it will still see play, and people who like Orcus and have invested in Orcus will still be able to get wins with it, so I think that's fine. Dark Contract with the Gate is now limit 3 to make up for the fact that Triple D or Double D Savant Kepler is unlimited. This is a weird swap. So they went for one being unlimited and one limited. Now they're making the other one unlimited and this limited. I don't really know what the point of that is. You definitely wanted to run 3 of each, so I'm not sure why they're swapping them, but fine, I guess. Maybe there were some people who were running Triple D without without Kepler. Let me see. Duel Links meta pulled up. Let's see what the most recent versions of the deck are. Oh, they were running 3 contracts and 1 Swirl Slime. So they want to cut down the number of contracts you can run with Swirl Slime. I still don't think Swirl Slime should be limited at all, really. But fair. That does hit the deck. I don't know that the deck needs to be hit like that, but maybe this is intended to make the deck better. Let me read the notes for Kepler being unlimited. Transmodify is now unlimited. Fantastic. So with Transmodify unlimited, and they're also unlimiting Trishula, this is going to make Infernity so much better. You can actually play Infernity again, guys. Get excited. I am really hyped for the changes to the aggressive Infernity list that I mentioned in my most popular video. All I need is some more box chips. We didn't get any box chips in July, and it's the middle of August. We haven't heard anything about box chips. As soon as I get 3 copies of Into the Void with the Transmodifies being unlimited, I'm going to build that deck. I'm going to see how I climb with it. Ritual Beast Tamer Elder is unlimited. I know this was a request from a lot of people. I was not around when the Ritual Beasts were a deck, so I don't know anything about them, but good for these people who want to play this deck again. Navigation is now unlimited, but Rod is still limited. Which is very funny. I'm sure that Loom will react to this, and I'm going to watch a Loom video for the first time in a while to see his reaction to them unlimiting navigation over Rod. I guess this is because the skill basically makes navigation worthless. That's fair. No one's playing navigation anymore, and they don't want to, so I guess this just lets the non-magician's magic people compete with Dark Magician, which they don't really need to. Spiritual Beast Tamer Winda is also unlimited. Okay, so Spiritual Beasts are getting most of their limits turned over. That's kind of scary. I know that Ritual Beasts were kind of like a deck that took forever to kill. Hope that we don't see too many more of them now. Super X is unlimited. Now Gokis are completely unlimited. This is fantastic. Good. Just play whatever skill you want now. Hopefully this means that they will make a skill for Go so that he gets his deck back like they did with Blue Angel and Soulburner. Full Metal Foes Fusion has gone from limit 1 to completely unlimited. Amazing. I have 3 of these, as you can see. This is going to be fun. I am sure that Metal Foes will have a great time with this. I don't know that there are too many Metal Foes players, but I know 2 of them personally, and those 2 are going to love the fact that they can run Super Polymerization in Metal Foes now. Watch out. Oh, Rod is unlimited. Oh, I missed that. Wow, they unlimited Rod and Navigation at the same time, so Dark Magicians have nothing now. Ah, that's actually pretty cool. Kepler's unlimited. Oh, Tuning is off the list. Fantastic. Oh, that is great. Okay, so Tuning is off the list. I guess they did that because they saw the Ursardic build. They thought, okay, well, the skill isn't even being used to make Synchrons at this point. We really need to do something. So they kept Jet Synchron limited to 3 so they could mess with the Ursardic players, but also encourage people to play Synchro again. And then they unlimited Trish as well. So now your only limit 1 is Crocodragon. And they took Tatsunoko off as well. So I think people can go back to playing the really powerful version of Synchrons again. Dark Arm Dragon is unlimited. This card should never have been limited. Fantastic. Mori of Greed is unlimited. I don't want to see this deck come back. And Trishula is unlimited too, so we'll have to see how this goes. Elemental Hero Liquid Soldier has been unlimited. This is very controversial. They've not changed a Hero Alliance at all, and now we have Vion Unlimited and Liquid Soldier Unlimited. That is quite a powerful deck. We're going to see the original version of Heroes come back. Of course, everyone who has 3 copies of Vision Hero Fair should be thrilled by this. We'll have to see what the deck looks like. Now, every version of Heroes has access to Neos Fusion, which they didn't before. And Neos Fusion is just such a powerful tool. And Heroes are not a deck like Red Eyes. Heroes are a deck that's actually really good. So giving them access to Neos Fusion again is going to be something else. We'll have to see how this goes. Karakuri Merchant is now unlimited. Fantastic. This was a long time coming. Enjoy Karakuri players. Bolo is unlimited because they limited Raging Dragon. And Aloof Lupine is finally unlimited. Congratulations to all the Thunder Dragon and Metaphys players. It's been 500 years. That is it for the changes to the Forbidden Unlimited list. Now let's look at the skill rebalancing. So they have changed Salamandra and Phoenix to where you can, instead of summoning Phoenix Gearfried, which is the Gemini monster, without tribute, you can summon Immortal Phoenix Gearfried and Phoenix Gearfried with one less tribute. So they've nerfed it for Phoenix Gearfried. You can have to tribute one monster to summon it. But Immortal Phoenix Gearfried can, in addition to being special summoned by the skill, be normal summoned with only one tribute for the duel. This is definitely a buff because the current versions of the deck don't typically run Phoenix Gearfried at all, and running 3 Immortal Phoenix Gearfrieds was kind of a brick. This makes it less of a brick. I feel like they didn't have to nerf the skill to adjust this, though. They could have just said Immortal Phoenix Gearfried with one tribute, Phoenix Gearfried with no tributes. Because Phoenix Gearfried literally has no effects. It's a Gemini monster. So tribute summoning it with one tribute for a vanilla is just so awful. I know that people weren't running it, but this kind of limits experimentation in the future. I don't think that was necessary. It's really not that big of a deal to summon it with no tributes. So kind of sad about this. But hopefully this improves the list for the people who are currently running it without Phoenix Gearfried. Relinquished Puppet has been buffed for some reason. I guess this is an indication that they're going to be releasing Rank Up Magic Argent Chaos Force soon, and they want Gimmick Puppets to actually play the deck a little bit, because Gimmick Puppets have basically seen absolutely no play since Quattro came out. They've changed it so that you can use other Dark Xyz monsters instead of Dark Number monsters with the skill. This is the best Gimmick Puppet skill, and it's a good skill. It's just the Gimmick Puppets don't really have a high power ceiling. Even with 3 free copies of Dark Strings, Gimmick Puppet of Strings, we still don't really do all that much. So I don't know how good this is going to be. I guess this allows them to access Tachyon Dragon. No, Tachyon Dragon is a number monster. What Dark Xyz monster do they want us to be able to access? I'm not sure. It does allow for more experimentation, so hopefully this is good. We'll have to see. Alright, here's what you guys are all here for. Kick me when I'm down. Clearwing Acceleration has been changed. First of all, in order to access the second part of the skill, where you can send a tuner monster or a synchro monster from your deck or field to either revive Clearwing Synchro Dragon for an OTK, or get a tuner in your graveyard so that you can start your plays, you have to return a card from your hand to the deck. This is similar to the nerf to Xyz Galaxy, and the nerf to Xyz Galaxy basically killed the deck. I don't think it's going to kill the deck, but it is going to kill this skill. The other change is that now, instead of sending any Speedroid tuner from your deck to the graveyard, you have to summon specifically Red-Eyed Dice. And that doesn't really change too much for Yo-Yo. Yo-Yo works fine with Red-Eyed Dice, but it does mean that you're not getting the graveyard effect of Den Daigo Duke when you do this. That's fair. This allows you to play the game and extend without going crazy. This is a fair nerf. I don't necessarily think that it warrants the ridiculous summoning requirements anymore. So I would have liked to see them take off the fact that you can't normal or special summon any monsters other than Synchro monsters and Wind Dragon or Machine monsters during this duel. But hopefully we get that later. I'm still going to try the skill. I'm still going to use this skill and see if it's any good. If it's not, then of course I'll post a list that has an updated skill. We'll have to see which other skills we might want to use. The Yugo event is right around the corner. So we have 2 other cards coming out, and we'll have to see what those cards do. Maybe there's going to be a Arc 5 limit increase at some point, and if there is, then we might get some more cards. But for right now, this looks pretty bad, and stay tuned. That's it for me, guys. This was Rafi. I was thrilled to have you all with me.